The Chicago Bulls' coaching issues under the Jim Boylen era were well documented, as they struggled last season to win 33% of their games, and exactly no one was happy about the environment created. Now that they've got 11 games under their belt, we can see some very obvious differences in the way they operate their offense under Billy Donovan. As a result, they've won 4 of their last 8 and gave the top teams in the West a serious run for their money last week. Let's compare and contrast to see why the new coaching staff has been unlocking more highlights than ever, making this team a lot more lovable. Last year, the Bulls' offensive rating was an anemic 105.8 and ranked 29th out of 30 teams, while this year it has jumped 5 points and 16 spots. Over the last 8 games, they're doing even better, and it's clear these Bulls are getting more comfortable with the Donovan system. I will say, under Boylen, it wasn't that their offense was outdated. They had plenty of the modern action we see from all NBA teams, like handoffs and pistol actions into skip passes for threes. The issue that jumped out at me was not having the correct personnel in the right positions to maximize their specific skill sets. Case in point, I'm not sure why they continually ran sets to get Otto Porter ball screens out top. One of their most common sets was out of the UCLA high post offense, where Porter would pop out and run the pick and roll with Wendell Carter Jr. He misses the open roll for a layup, the offense dies, and it's left to him to then isolate out top. Another set they ran a lot of was the Princeton high post, with a guard-to-guard pass triggering the backdoor cut with a screen. The back screener then comes up to set the ball screen, again for Otto Porter instead of Kobe White or Tomas Satoransky. Let's just say these types of possessions didn't go so well. Here's a modern pistol set as a handoff into ball screen for Porter, forcing him to run an action he is so clearly ill-suited for. And I kept asking myself, why do I keep finding these possessions littered throughout the Bulls' half-court offense last year? These are choices made by the bench, and we all know Porter's true value is as a spot-up shooter, either on the weak side of a pick and roll or when he sets the ball screen and then pops out into space for the open shot. It wasn't just Porter, however. In this set, for instance, it's designed to have Shaquille Harrison cut through as Denzel Valentine lifts to attack the middle. This would have made infinitely more sense to me if it was the lefty Harrison coming off his catch into the inside ball screen with his strong hand, while the better shooter in Valentine would be spotting up in that weak side corner. Instead, Valentine dumps it off to Thad Young, who goes into a multi-dribble ISO dance around the block and misses an 8-foot jump hook under pressure down low. Again, it wasn't the offensive sets they were running. Here's Spain pick and roll, where the ball screener's man has a back screen set on him. But there's a fundamental misunderstanding of how and why this set works. The back screener needs to be a shooter. Why wouldn't this have been Arcidiacono and the ball handler been Kobe White? Similar situation here. Why have Zach LaVine be the passive ball handler role in this slip ball screen action that gets Kobe White a pin away looking to attack? This whole sequence should have been Zach LaVine making that catch and attacking. Instead, he's relegated to standing 40 feet from the hoop, watching as the promising rookie burps up a horrible shot. Over the course of an entire season, this kind of mismanagement would lead to completely suboptimal results. But it would also engender a lot of ill will from players who I'm sure felt they weren't being used properly and being set up to fail. In a stark contrast, watch how Billy Donovan's actions get the proper people in the right roles to execute his motion. In this double ball screen out top, it's designed for the second screener, Otto Porter, to flare off the first ball screener for a possible 3-ball. If that's not open, Porter is the guy dribbling to hand off to Kobe White coming out of the corner with his strong hand dribble. The defense is immediately collapsed. The kick to Satoransky allows him to get right back into the lane and make a very easy play as Carter Jr. dunks it. This time, they take advantage of the immense gravity of Zach LaVine off the double ball screen, plus the ancient mobility of Carmelo Anthony to get Porter the exact type of shot he should be shooting every single time. You'll see a lot of Iverson cuts in Donovan's offense as well, as Kobe White cuts across 2 screens along the free throw line with the basket area wide open for him. With the great spacing, it's easy for White to collapse the defense and find Temple cutting for another dunk. They run LaVine off that same cut, and he could turn the corner looking for the lob since he's such a great leaper. But the design of the play is solid even if the lob fails, finding Porter wide open to do what he does best, catch and shoot. I really like this set for its cleverness as LaVine hands off to Porter at the same time White is flaring off the Carter screen. This sucks 2 defenders to the pass, opening up a wide open shot at the top of the key. Here's another clever play with an inverted pistol action as White can get the handoff into ball screen going downhill on the right side. Notice that LaVine is back screening Young's man, as this could be a lob to Gafford or a skip to the wide open corner shooter. We could go on for a lot longer with more examples of these types of sets generating great looks that might not have gone in. And the point is, in the long run, the higher rate of good shots means a higher offensive rating, which equates to more wins and happier players. One stat that jumped out at me was elbow touches. It's a pretty stark comparison in terms of per game rank from last year, and it's always been a key component to Donovan's offense. Here's a split screen out top in front of the high post entry. You can see Carter's man is concerned about getting beat 1 dribble from the hoop, so he sags off a step, and a split screen puts Caruso 2 steps behind the play. A simple handoff gets LaVine an open 3. There's lots of room for organic motion off the high post, as Porter runs pinch post action out of the triangle into a quick pull-up wide open from 13 feet. Elbow touches allow 2-man games as well, with the other 3 usually forming a triangle on the weak side to occupy the defense. The handoff gets the defense scrambling immediately, and the roll to the hoop finds Young shooting his strong hand hook shot over the defense for an easy score. No one is happier that Donovan is in control of the offense than Wendell Carter Jr., who is benefiting the most from all these touches in the elbow area. He is now a serious threat to score on the catch, so check the gorgeous shot fake into a step-through dunk over the young Wiseman. And his teammates can play off the focus he gets from this position as De'Aaron Fox gets completely turned around on the nice cut by White, and I dig the leading bounce pass that gets Kobe a beautiful finish. Carter has also been feasting as the roll man in the middle, and Donovan has been spacing the floor better. By putting Porter in the corner, CJ has to keep both feet out of the paint, and Nurkic must get over to guard LaVine's potential drive, opening the nice jumper from 13 feet. Another split on the right side into handoff for Temple drags 2 defenders to the ball. With LaVine involved in the weak side action, Fox is reluctant to leave him, leaving no one to bump down onto Carter until it's too late. He can also slip the second ball screen out top, and you don't even need to be that accurate when you got someone who jumps as well as Carter does. But an even bigger improvement for Carter isn't his scoring, it's his passing. Donovan's spacing and proper roll alignment in his offense has allowed Carter to increase his assist numbers significantly as a short roller, getting into the lane as a severe scoring threat, then finding the spot-up shooter on the weak side for the open corner 3. So in the end, the Bulls might not win that many more games. Their defense has dropped several spots from last year's ranking, but at least they're on the right track towards improvement as the players seem happier, more comfortable in their roles, and let's face it, they're a fun team that's going to compete while showing off more of their skills. And in the end, that's all the Chicago Bulls can hope for in this transition season to a new coach and possibly a new era of winning basketball. If you like this video, you're going to love my new YouTube membership. There are 3 tiers to choose from, all with tremendous bonus content, including private watch parties. Join me for the next time these 2 play, and you can come on the show as well. You in?